Jason, you don't got to look my way.
Hey, that ain't like this is my first time I got it.
Listen, this is like our first time. We don't do this. We don't.
So you just calm, you gotta relax.
Oh, you got it.
Relax.
Can y'all see my heartbeat?
A little bit. A little bit.
Just having conversation.
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I go by the name of Caution, Mr. 700. Round of applause for myself. I got my brother Ayo Clark to my right.
Ayo.
I got my brother Ayo. I'm sorry, LB. Y'all names too much alike. I'm sorry. I got my brother LB in this bitch. No, we keeping it all in
Cut
there.
that part out.
I already got there. I'm in here.
And we also have some very distinguished guests. I know we've asked previously in the past to have like a different perspective on here other than our own.
Distinguished.
And, you know, we get up here and have a bunch of man talk, which never really translate to like understanding. So we have the podcast, a guest podcast on, the Queens of Kings podcast. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'll let you all say your own names. It's always easier to do it that way. Come on.
It's Drea, aka Drea, and Gelina,
Nice.
aka Gelina.
Appreciate y'all coming on, man. It definitely means a lot to come on. And, you know, for us, you know, we can sit up here and talk about whatever.
Right.
But one thing I did have people say a lot of times is like, why don't you all have women on your show?
Right.
And we don't really have a reason not to. You know what I'm saying? Like, plus, you know, women are better as far as like conversationalists. Like, we could all sit here and agree all day. You know what I'm saying? As far as me, him, and him. But it's different to have that other aspect of it. So I do have a question to start off.
Okay.
Why are we not doing the podcast? I want to ask y'all this on camera so that way we can talk about it, then we can get it back going again. So why are we doing a podcast? Like, what's going on? I haven't seen an episode in a while, so listen, transparency is key.
Facts. And you definitely put us on the spot. Right. I just think it's life in general. I'm a mother of 3 boys. It's just me. And Gelina has her own situation as well, which is what? I'm a mother of 1 child.
Nice.
And it's just her. Right. So, you know, life is just kind of like 2024 has been crazy. 2023 was as well. So it's just unfortunate that we haven't been able to come together how we were previously and get it together in general in regards to our podcast. So we just kind of put a halt at it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well
we
said.
have a natural podcast
Well
every day.
said.
Yes.
Exactly. And
it's just not recording.
And exactly. So the reason that I ask is because a lot of times we start a lot of these things, these mediums where we communicate different things and we're open. And you gain followers and listeners, even if it's just 6 or 7.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times people will look up and not see it and be like, hey, what happened to that? I wonder what's going on. And even when he told me that y'all was coming on, I was like, well, damn, what happened to the pod? I even tried to go back in. But yeah, I do want to encourage to like keep that going. And if you need any assistance, that's my other thing that I'm doing here right now. Round of applause.
Plug.
Is that I'm trying to help y'all get back to it and show you like you can come do it here. But no, I do think that that's a big deal, especially because, you know, for us here, especially, we do a lot of like, how can I put this without sounding crazy? A lot of black talk. Like we speak about issues that affect us as black men as opposed to general issues. And so having a podcast about raising young black men is important. So I think that's something that people would love to hear. I'm not going to say see, because I'm not going to say see. They would love to continue to hear. So if we can help foster that environment, I'm definitely down. So now what I do want to get into before we get into any questions about like, you know, serious shit, I want to go back to this question that we asked because we recorded a lot, but we didn't put out a lot of it. So we're just going to revamp these questions and I want to know y'all's answers because I've had these conversations with people before. Is anyone 100% straight?
Sexuality?
Yes.
110% straight.
Are we sure?
I'm positive.
So there's no possibility that you could be anything but straight, you feel like?
I don't
Not
know.
even a hint?
No.
Why you gotta look like that?
I was completely lost on the question.
You look how we was looking. We got to ask this the other week. You all was like, huh? What you mean?
I mean, because we went from like, hey, like, what's going on with your podcast? Are you straight?
No, we get right
so
into the shit.
that's why I was like, yes, I'm very straight.
Well, see, I asked because there was a study that was done where they put people in situations to generate certain emotions, to evoke certain things, right? So they would show them certain kinds of like erotic things or like different kinds of things, and they would judge it based on how their pupils dilated, I believe. And so they didn't ask them how you felt about that movie. They just judged it based on that only. And by this study, it showed that nobody was 100% straight. Like there was videos where like they found that men had only had arousal in certain videos where men were involved. And so if it was two women, they didn't have the same level of, you see what I mean? So it's subconsciously, even though, you know, you walk around and say, hey, I'm strictly, you know how y'all do. Or a man will say, you know, I only blah, blah, blah. Everybody is aroused just by the idea of sexuality in general.
I agree.
And so in that instance, if we're judging it by that, I don't necessarily believe that anybody can say they're 100% straight.
I agree with you 100%.
Like, think about it. Like, and I thought that's
never thought about it.
And that's the reason.
I'm staying on mine.
When somebody asks you that though, you automatically jump to the like, oh hell no, I would never think about it. But you don't really realize like how the mind works. You can't control that process of seeing and, you know, reacting to it. Even you don't say shit.
Because the first thing you think about is sex.
Right.
Like, you don't think about, like we said before,
generalities of it.
And
so it was
she's
also
cute or he's a handsome man.
Instances where men were like, and this is the part that got kind of wild that I didn't understand. But like men were like aroused by other men like masturbating and crazy shit like that. And I just thought to myself, like, I've never had, and maybe I've just never sat and watched another man do that. But I was like, that would be, I can't really say whether or not what is what. But I just think the idea of it all is kind of wild as hell. So I figured I'd throw that out there to y'all just to see.
You definitely threw it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, related, another question. Can anybody be 100% faithful in a relationship?
I can.
This
Now,
nigga right here is batting 1,000.
Right, she don't do shit.
These are trick questions. We got here the questions too.
Bonus questions on the spot.
Right.
Say,
I just want to know.
I want to hear the study because obviously there's
No, I just,
I've been looking at some shit that I ain't heard.
and this is how I see it, right? If I'm taking that same logic, what do you define as cheating?
that's what would be my question. Like,
So I think the definition of cheating, it can be physical, of course, but also once you are in a place of emotional, that's cheating as well.
So even if you haven't committed a physical act, if the thought or the emotion,
because as women, like that's another level. That's the first level,
right?
Is that you have to have an emotional connection with somebody, or even just because that's going to take you to a sexual connection,
Right.
You know
So
what
it
I'm
leads to the other, right?
Exactly.
What would cause you in a relationship to have those emotions for another person?
I wasn't ready for this.
I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying this is something you're going through now, but like in a typical situation, what would cause that to? Is it like resentment? Is it like something that happened to? Now I'm looking my eyes somewhere else, even if I'm not saying it.
I think it's connection in general. It might not even have anything to do with that, but if you're able to connect with somebody on another level, it doesn't necessarily mean anything is going. And I say this just, I am a faithful person and I've never been in that, but I understand the emotion behind it.
Gotcha.
So like, I feel like it's about connection. You can have an amazing relationship, but you can meet a dynamic human being and have a relationship with them emotionally, intellectually, that can filter into things. We're emotional beings, so it's possible.
And so that's, and a lot of people, and see a lot of people even like, I've come across women in the past that feel like if you think about it, you did it, damn it. So like if you feel like
act on it.
Exactly. You believe in the Bible?
It's a choice.
Me?
Yeah. See, this is why I don't tell people my question. This question is for O'Brien specifically.
Okay, so we already know where I stand on
Right.
that. I've read the whole Bible when I was locked up. So I've read the whole Bible. That's not particular.
So you don't feel like lust is cheating?
That's not my
definition. Okay, gotcha.
My religion, I don't like nobody else for what they believe in.
Right.
Just don't like my shit.
So you don't believe in the ideology of lust is cheating?
I mean, I think, because lust can be love too. Depends on what you're looking at.
And that's definitely cheating.
Right.
So you've already cheated. If you're in love already, you cheated.
But I mean, if you're lusting for somebody, but if you don't act on it, I feel like you shouldn't act on it, because you had those thoughts all the time. It's like you being with a woman, and I don't think no woman ever, like, she could be married and no woman ever seen looked at a dude like, he's a good looking man. Is that cheating? Because men, as men, we might not step off on you, but we might look at another woman like, yeah, she fine as hell.
Right, but how deep does that go?
Right.
But you can't let it go too deep, because then if it go any deeper than that, then yes, you are cheating.
Exactly. So that depends on the person that it is in general. Because
I think if you keep your lust to yourself, then you ain't cheating. That's what I thought.
Keep your lust to yourself.
Keep your
lust to yourself, nigga.
Because you could be lusting over somebody.
Put that on a t-shirt, nigga.
You could be lusting over somebody and not move on those lustful things, those thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You thinking in your head like, I'm married. I'm not even on that. But this is a beautiful woman,
Right.
man. Just, you can walk right. We can walk outside right now, and see a fine ass woman just be lusting over, and keep on pushing. That don't mean you trying to shoot
I
at
think
her.
you take a different kind of nigga
You know
to
what I'm
just
saying?
like
Thank
see
you.
random women
Because
and just
I
be
feel
like
men naturally just think like she's a beautiful woman. Like, damn, she bad. Like,
Some
I
niggas
will
get
fuck
shoot.
that.
They shooting their shot.
yeah.
Right.
I think women think that.
Saying it is different than acting on it.
Yeah, women do the same thing.
We do the same
Women
thing.
do the same thing.
That's a fact.
They can be married. That don't mean they finna go cheat on their man.
Right.
They just seen another dude that look. Oh, he's a handsome looking guy. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, woo, and just keep on pushing.
Right.
Yeah, but
Women,
I think everything
hold
is
on.
for everybody though.
Right.
I
My
think
thing.
everybody's
Let's go back to
reaction
the
to
other one
things
because
are
I
different.
think when it comes to like women with certain things, like you said, emotional. I feel like when a woman cheats, it's like emotional. Because when your woman cheat on you, bro, you done lost it for like it's done.
Done deal.
You lost it emotionally already.
Yep.
You know
So
what
the
I'm saying?
physical act you don't feel like has to be done to consider it cheating. That's where I'm kind of going with it.
What you mean?
So like if she's already, like she said, developed emotions for somebody without anything physical ever happened, you've already lost her basically.
Pretty
Already.
much.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. So that
I think
makes
it
sense.
really depends on the woman though,
Right.
because nowadays in the generation that we live in, you do have regular females that are deeper than females that have been hurt.
Right.
So
Right.
females that have been hurt are very plateau when it comes to
Yeah.
fuck this nigga, fuck how you feel.
Mic closer to
Like it's
Put your mic a little closer to you. There you go.
it's more of they're on a more of a like just a level playing plateau. Like they want to be like dudes. So
Bang.
you know what I'm saying? So they have a very nigga mentality where they can very cutthroat to where they be like, I don't care about feelings, I don't care about emotions, it's more about my get back.
Right.
That's a good point though. Do y'all feel like, and I know like with men they say get in touch with your sensitive side or like your more, your feminine side to understand your woman a little better. Do you all feel like being more in touch with your masculine side helps you in any sense with a man, or is it just pointless?
Absolutely.
You think it does? I think that's interesting. I don't necessarily know. I'm trying to think of an instance where I'm thinking like the masculinity in a woman does something for me other than like, yeah, my nigga, I feel like we on the same page right here. Like that's cool to daff it up sometimes, like but I don't really like, you know what I'm saying? Like
That's weird.
Because we like,
Right.
the generation I came from, well, just being where I grew up, I like my women feminine. Like, real feminine. Like,
yeah, but I think sometimes
like, when you dapping me, you better say hug on me type
but
shit.
I don't want to.
You know what
I
I'm
never, and this goes for anything.
But I like that too. I mean, if we got a handshake or something like that,
that's
then
different.
dab me up like,
That's
cool.
still
kind of like you
that's
and the same basketball team.
This is my blue type
Good shot.
basketball
Good
team.
shot,
You know
baby.
what I'm saying?
Good
Like,
shot.
and pat you on your ass or something when you do something.
Yeah.
Like, nah, it's just, I think for me, I think that concept is kind of like skewed sometimes. Like the whole think like a man process was like a big deal for a long time, and I never wanted a woman to think like me. Because if you want to be honest, and this is complete transparency, 9 times out of 10, we don't think about the shit we do at all. If we want to be honest, like until we get to a certain age to understand like right from wrong, and you've built this moral compass up enough, like as men, think about in your 20s. Half the shit you did, you did not think about at all until you had already made the mistake. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I never wanted a woman to think like me. I just wanted you to like
At least not like me.
have an understanding of why I am the way I am more
And
so.
I think that's what it is. We have a greater level of appreciation
Right.
when it comes to that. I think like for me, the masculine side comes from being in a single parent household. I'm head of household.
And having to play
Right,
both
right.
roles.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
tiresome.
it's a boy as well. So like I think that when I get into relationship, there's certain things that I have to pull back on because
Right.
I'm used to being the person that controls everything.
Right. Right.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I have 3 boys. So for me, it's that. Plus, I'm in a situation where, based off of my past, I've been hurt. So that put me in a different headspace as well. So I kind of like added on to it.
And I don't want to get too personal with this question, but I do want to know, how do you balance being, and I don't know what you all situations are, so I'm asking this from general. I want to make sure we clear out. All my questions are general. I'm not asking because I know anything or
We probably already talked about it at some point.
Let's read back on our podcast.
But like as far as dating goes, while being in those situations, like how do you make time for that while still being a full time? Like how do those things correlate? Like do you have time to?
They don't.
It's first having somebody that really understands that you have a child and that they are a priority and they are top. I've mostly dated men with kids, so it's been kind of an understanding of that.
Gotcha.
And then you kind of you make it work however you can. It's a little song and dance, but it's not no cut way to do that. You just really have to have somebody that really understands your situation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Would you date somebody without kids? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would.
You would without kids?
Yeah,
I feel like I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
No.
I feel both of y'all. The reason why I ask because when the dude don't have kids, he might not understand. Because he never had to sacrifice.
That's why.
He never had to pause and be like, oh damn, I don't understand why we can't go out.
Right.
I don't understand why we can't go out tonight. Because he looking like, well shit, you ain't got no kids, so you ain't got to worry about finding a babysitter or not finding somebody canceling when you at the last minute. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you also when you was like, I mean.
But that's why I ask, because when I hear people talking about the dating life in this, in this age, I'm so far removed from it that I don't even know. I couldn't tell you the first thing about it. Like,
how long have you been married?
We've been married for 3 years.
Okay.
We're going on 4 years, but I've been with the same person for so long that I haven't been single in so long. You got spurts where you're not together, you do little shit here and there, but you know where your heart is.
Right.
I haven't had my heart. You see what I'm saying? Like, I haven't been in a situation where I'm out putting myself on the market again. And so when I ask people now, they make it seem like these horror stories. That's like, oh bro, it's trash out here. It's big trash out here. So I always wonder, because I try to be honest, because I know that a lot of it is based on men. I get it. Like, I see every facet of men, and so I'm never on the defensive when it comes to the actions of men. Like, I love that. It's just a matter of seeing them early. That's the one thing that I always would advise women when I talk to them. Just see it early. Don't let time pass and this person who's been
recognize
this way,
what it is at the moment,
because the red flags are always there. They're always there. They may be minute early on because maybe one other quality outshines another, but they're always there.
Yeah.
Some of these females ain't shit either.
Oh yeah, it goes both ways.
I agree with that completely. That's why I was saying originally is that it really depends on what women and their path is, because you have a lot of women that have been hurt and now they out here really thinking that they're
trying to get that get back.
And it's not about that. It's I wish women would just take their L and then still be a woman.
Men had to take an L. Women, we already had to take an L. It's how you take that L sometimes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Some people
don't let it deter you from who you are generally.
No, facts. Let me also, this is a question for everybody. If a man doesn't provide, is he still unconditionally loved?
Nowadays?
Yeah. In the current society. So if I'm the greatest man alive, but I'm broke as shit, right? And I'm out here trying, but this trying has I
don't think so, bro.
What your trying look like?
How are you contributing? And what does that look like?
Just by presence, right? So
it's got to be a long distance type nigga. I'm not a long distance. Been together for a long time type nigga. You ain't doing no new nigga ain't coming over.
Because you can't. I guess you can't love a person if you meet him in that phase. You already kind of have your blinders up on it. But say if it's somebody that you've been with for a while and the circumstances may have changed. You know what I mean? But he's not able to provide, and it's been kind of bleak for a few years. And you know how sometimes you fall in those holes, you know what I'm saying? And so, I've been in situations in a situation now my wife doesn't work. And so what if that was the situation for him? Hey, if you don't want to work, I'll take care. I can't even say it with a straight face because y'all not taking me serious.
I see what you're saying. No, I think it really does depend. So if it's a situation where it's a long relationship and there's ebb and flows and, you're growing with each other, that's something. If we're starting out almost 40... that's different. Facts. That's a different situation.
So if you see, if we base it off 100%, right? This is this man's overall rating, and 20% of it is his finances and that kind of thing, and that's bad. But everything else is great. All the other sliders are up. He doesn't get no love.
What's the plan?
I gotta meet him.
Yeah, that's what everybody. What's the plan? But I understand when they say this. Most women, we know men for sure. We don't have no problem with fucking with a broke chick. We'll fuck with a broke chick.
Facts.
No, for real.
Because some of them don't. And really, I think mostly it's off of looks. If I'm fucking with you, ain't got shit going.
Off looks. We just trying to bust. We being 100 on this podcast. We just trying to fuck.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, you
we
got
just
the
be looking
fire.
like, oh, like shit. I know you ain't got no money. You work at Taco Bell, but damn, that ass fat. Let me see
That
what
ass
it
fat,
is
you
for.
throwing it back. That tour.
You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
You got that fire. So
Fire.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said I
In
don't
that
want a
sense.
woman that thinks like a man because
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Because the other way around, women look at like, okay, what this dude got going on?
Mm-hmm.
Where he at? Do he take care of his kids? And I appreciate a woman to do that because sometimes I tell like my sisters, any home, I got home girls, don't fuck with no dude that don't take care of his kids.
Facts.
Hell
I don't
no.
even hang with no niggas that don't take care of their kids.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
That part,
So
yeah.
like, don't take care of no because if he ain't taking care of his kids, he's damn sure ain't gonna take care of you. He damn sure ain't gonna really be because I feel
he
like that's a
take care
big
of
thing to
himself.
me. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't loyal
He's
to your
way too
kids, you
selfish.
damn sure ain't gonna be loyal to
Right.
me.
no,
You know what I'm saying? That's how I tell my sisters and my homegirls to look at if he ain't with his kids, he ain't fucking with his kids. That's a big thing.
It takes a different kind of person to not want to take care of your kids in general.
Right, that's what I mean.
Facts,
So
man.
that's like to me,
Definitely
for
a wild
women,
nigga.
you said, but it's women that will fuck with a dude that got like 5-6 kids, and you know he ain't fucking with them.
Yeah.
He ain't fucking with your
Because if
kids.
she listened to
Because he
his
de-
whole storyline about like my baby mama will let me see my
all
kids, all this
come on now.
bullshit.
Right.
All your baby mama, all your baby mama,
All your baby mama facts.
all of them.
You the
got
victim.
5 of them.
You the
All
victim
of them.
every time.
You
Every time.
On
You
this
the
mom
victim.
story, you really listening?
come on, man.
fast.
I'm a man. I'm sitting here like, bro,
Right.
what?
Come on.
Just say you was out here
Nigga,
home,
what you
my
do?
nigga. Like you was out here doing
What
your
you do,
thing.
kinfolk?
The Gucci
Exactly.
you couldn't pull out of it. It be
Yeah,
like that.
unfortunate.
You know what I'm saying? But you done had 5-6 of them about different women.
Right.
And I think as black men, we got to stop doing that too.
No, that's true. That's 100% true.
big
Accountability is always in every instance, right? What are some of the qualities that you all look for in a man if you are considering him for something more than just acquaintanceship per se? Like, what do we call it? What, I can't remember what we called it. Anyway, but yeah, what are some of the qualities that you look into? I couldn't think of what the term was. Mutually exclusive. That's what we called it.
I look for, if they are a father, they do have to be a hands-on dad,
Right.
for sure. A leader. I'm big on protection. I'm huge on protection, actually.
Right.
Somebody that wants to be exclusive.
Right.
That's I guess the whole phase has passed. That just wants to be about me and mine. Is willing to take in me and mine because, like I said, I have 3 kids. So,
Right.
you know,
It's a package deal.
It's a package
Facts.
deal for
I
sure.
got it, yeah.
So, those are my main things, like compassionate, understanding.
Gotcha.
The list goes on.
Does age play a role?
Yes and no. I feel like there's a limit on age.
Right.
What's your limit? The oldest and the youngest.
You out here cougar.
Same for you too, G.
You out here cougaring girl.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Well,
I've had
22.
some-
He's 22.
People try to
Yeah.
come at me or whatever, but that's just because they think that I'm younger.
Right.
But I mean,
Nigga, don't
I
be
feel
trying to add
like,
that shit. So you think I'm young, nigga? Keep it a buck. You out there.
anyways, but I feel like the youngest I would deal with is maybe like 33, 32.
I'm around
okay.
the
And I feel like
Gotcha.
the oldest would be 45.
same range.
You ain't dipping into the 50s? Them nifty 50s?
You come throwing out money and gifts.
You gotta like, you
You
feel
tryna-
extraordinary.
you tryna go to Jamaica?
You know what I'm saying?
You trying to go to Jamaica?
The closer you stay away from
3
it.
months looking at
You though.
That's
He
true.
on this shit. He ain't even on no games.
He on
Stop
that
that.
shit.
Same time,
Listen to how that
25,
sounds.
you got
He ain't even on his
25-year-old on his shit.
No, it depends.
I wanted to be married at 25, so shit.
Right.
That's
Not
you know what I'm
find out.
saying?
When I say
Exactly.
not on your shit, I'm not talking about your money or nothing like that. We're speaking about mindset.
Maturity.
Yeah.
At 25, you are not on your shit.
I mean,
not enough for
Are you
somebody.
ready to take care of your kids?
Exactly.
It depends.
It
There's
depends,
some
bro.
mature ones out there. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that, but at the same time, like you have to. It's some people that mature earlier than others.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, like, if you're 25 and you have a couple kids or whatever, and you're doing what you're supposed to do as a dad, you know what I'm saying? You ready
Yes.
to be a stepdaddy? Like, I might take you serious, but it would take longer
Right.
before I said I would be ready to be committed, just because
I
of
think
the
that's
age.
the
How long would y'all
interesting.
chop it up for? Like what? You give him like maybe
Say
a
it
year.
again.
Like how long would y'all be chopping up with him for? Like a year,
Listen,
2 years?
I don't put a time frame or anything because somebody can get on my nerves in a week and I'm done.
Yeah, that should be dry. That should be
Yeah,
dry.
I'd be
real
like,
quick.
yeah, no.
Nah.
And I could be talking to somebody for a couple months and then out of the blue, I'll be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this and it.
I just think, I guess the younger you are as a man, I feel like there's this window of opportunity that, you know, a lot of us miss out on if we're not really like cognizant
true.
of it.
Right.
So you don't really, same for both, and you don't realize it until you're in the midst of it. So if you've already,
Right.
if you've relationshiped your way through your 20s, when you hit your 30s, bro, unless something is so solid that you can't turn away from it, you are going to fall back into old patterns. It is relatively impossible. A single 30-year-old man that's been in a relationship all of his 20s is
you're going to kick it.
You are reckless, nigga.
30,
I can't hang around you at all. You
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where
all my shit didn't pass.
I done missed everything.
So that's really
I'm
like, how much of that shit are you willing to go through with somebody that age? Because you gonna go through it. I don't give a damn what you say about him.
He's around.
Great guy. He wears a tie. You know, he seems pretty. You know.
Yeah.
I don't even like that shit.
Put a bow tie on sometimes. Upstanding brother.
Cook a mean omelet, make a cup of coffee, but that nigga
waffles
is childish in the head. Let me tell you. That nigga has.
Wait, did they say the head is trash? Did I hear that?
I said the waffles is the fire.
Oh yeah, well, that's initially. Yeah, I can't really speak for that. That's not. Yeah, that's
where the fuck?
He got to go. He
got to be right. 35, 36.
But see, you know what's funny though? She went through all the other qualities all eloquently.
Brought that one out. Something that didn't even come up.
Sorry.
And then she at the end, is this the head good? Like, okay, I don't know. I can't really answer that.
6 months later, we was cool. We was kicking. All of a sudden, the head was just out of there. I kept trying to teach him, but he wasn't.
I had to let him go.
Look.
Does race matter for y'all?
Oh, good question. No,
not for me.
Yep, there we go.
Yep,
that's how you really feel.
I love my black men.
Me too.
Gotcha.
I love
I'm just
my
in
black
a different
men.
phase.
Okay, so I've never necessarily been. I can be attracted to someone just physically, straight up.
Right.
But for me, and we talk about this a lot, is that it goes a little bit deeper for me. I have to have a sexual connection with you. And if I'm not sexually connected to you, which I don't even know what it is, but I just have this own perception of my own, that's kind of like I'm not going to be. So it just doesn't go any further than black men for me. So
you see a lot of good looking men in different races, but your thing is black men.
They don't drive you to.
I feel you because you like as a man, I go to the gym, so I see a lot of women that looks good.
Yeah.
But I love my queens. I love my sisters.
Yeah,
you know
I love black men that love black women.
Oh, me, you're a funny guy. We'll talk about some more.
That nigga's definitely a wild nigga right now.
He's such a funny guy.
Definitely a wild nigga. Definitely a wild nigga right now.
Right, we missing something.
It's an inside joke.
We'll tell y'all off camera. Y'all can stay around just for a second. No, I think, and this comes from perception, because men have this perception of women and what you all want, right? So like a man to get up and be like, yeah, she wants somebody who makes a lot of money. She wants somebody that dresses this way. She wants somebody to take her out all the time. She wants somebody to take care of her and her kids. And I think a lot of times we get confused by that, so we overcompensate for shit that don't matter. And so it's like we put on this facade, especially nowadays with this like high value man or woman ideology, which I never understood. I think if you place value on a person's financials, then you're already in the negative.
Facts.
Any day. But I'm honestly, and this is for y'all, have y'all ever had a woman that you depended on in that aspect? Like financially? Like that you just knew you can go get something out of?
Yeah.
On some other shit, yeah.
Were you younger?
I was definitely younger.
Like I know I can call a girl and like, say, go do this for me. Type shit.
Right, or you can get whatever.
Or I'm just like, hey, let me get $200.
Right.
Type shit. I've been in both.
So
I wasn't dependent on the bro, but I knew I get $200 out of for some shoes.
But especially like when I was in my young time, shit.
I don't know.
I mean, if you go give it to me,
not with me.
I'm gonna take it.
I'm just saying.
If you give it to us, like, well, shit, I didn't ask for this.
Now
you could call me saying, "Do you want it?"
Oh yeah, I'm not turning down anything.
But you know what I like? You know what I
Let's not get that confused.
You can't accept everything from everybody.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You gotta know what you're dealing with. Because your ass, they get the, hey, you gonna get you this? You get to get I'm gonna give you this and I'm gonna give you this. Somewhere down the line,
you got to spin that block.
Some come with it.
Some come with it, but then you be like, well, damn, you said you was giving this.
What's the nigga from us?
Well, this what I want you this. And I'm like, hold on,
that rent paid. You got to see Luther.
I did when I gave you that $200.
You gonna see Luther about that rent.
You know what I'm saying?
So you gonna get that haircut?
Yeah.
Take that haircut.
Same thing go for a man.
You want them nails done, don't you, baby?
Women gonna want something. She might want a relationship at your ass, and she's trying to show you that she want a relationship at your ass by buying you.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just finna ask, has that ever happened for you all?
Fuck no.
Has that
ever tried to buy you?
I guess it.
Wait, a nigga
No, I'm talking about them on the other side.
Yeah, what you mean?
Like a woman trying to buy a man.
Hell no.
Like you giving them shit to make them like you more.
Hell no.
There's some women out here that'll do that. Just like this man. I'm sure y'all probably had a man out here. All he got is money.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Some women that heard that all they got is money. You ain't got no personality. You don't have no affection.
So would you put up with a relationship for the sake of just being able to for the financial aspect?
No.
If you didn't like anything else about him?
That shit going to last so long.
My original response was this page of my life where I'm broke. I'm like,
nigga said to get ahead. That's crazy.
I'm struggling.
I'm doing bad out here. Sugar daddy come through, goddamn it, real quick. What?
You thought me don't want no sugar.
Look, I can't give you no candy, baby.
No, that's it. Sugar coming with it.
I can't give you no candy, but look.
Nah, hell no.
Come through.
That candy, hell no.
But you get what I'm saying? Women do it a different way, but women think it like when we say this, it's women out here that'll pay. They looking at it like, what? It's women out here, but it's some women out here that'll pay. Just like y'all come across men all the time, they probably will pay. You know what I'm saying?
It's women is the same way, yeah.
See, it's never just like it's never just outright.
On the slick cup, y'all probably don't peep it though until maybe later on. But he doing it on the cool. Yeah, I think you here. I got this money or whatever. Because these days and age, what women want, nigga, they got some bread. So it's easy. If I'm gonna lead off this way, I'm gonna show you this like social media. I'm gonna show you that I got all this bread, but shit, I'm gonna throw this money out here so I can attract you to get you in.
Right.
Some niggas, you remember when we grew up, what we always say, you gotta have conversation for the nation. These niggas don't have no conversation. So I gotta lead with my money.
Yeah, they
so
don't
I gotta break you off with some bread to get your attention. Like now, when most women get to talking to him, they're like, bro, this nigga lame as hell. He ain't like, bro, you ain't got no personality. Like you ain't got no.
Oh yeah, it don't buy you anything. I think we just in this day and age, money can only buy you the material things that come with a receight. It doesn't give you anything.
But a lot of women like that.
They're okay with it.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You got this days they talk about what you want to put up, what you gonna put up with.
What you gonna put up with?
It's women that's been married for years.
Is there an age range on that? Like an age range on how long you can play that role until you're ready to finally get somewhere and like find something that's worth it, or can you do that?
Have y'all ever done it in general?
Because it's gonna be nice. Always a stupid motherfucker that's gonna pay.
Done what?
Oh, I'm talking about men.
Oh, gave money away?
Yeah, like is you just like splurging on the female? Like you talking about age, right? You know what I'm saying? Have y'all done that in general?
When I was young and dumb, I tricked out before.
Nah.
I have. I ain't even kept to you.
Nah, because it never. First of all, let's make this one thing clear. Complete transparency. Gotta be completely transparent. I always grew up poor. Like that was, that's how I grew up. Until I moved to Texas, I never knew what certain shit even look. Ask these niggas. I was like completely out of here. Like it was like taking one of them little African kids and bringing them over here. I just didn't understand certain shit. I just didn't get it. Like this is where y'all live at. This side. It took me a while to even get to. So to give money away just seemed like black. Now if I cared, if it's like my girl at the time, then that's different.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I only spend money on my girl. Like, no, bro, that just came through.
I ain't never just did that just all like. Now you know in my early 20s, I thought I was the strip club king.
Not even too much of that.
In that situation, yes.
But I mean, for the sake of like
$300,
So I do have a question because there is a lifestyle that's surrounded by that. So do you think that would be different if you were in a different?
Yeah, I think in different environments calls for different things. Like if you're there, then you're not really looking for the other thing, right? So I'm here for that. Right. So if I can pay to get to it, then I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that I know that frequents in that lifestyle lives there.
Right.
Like you seen with a bunch of random women that you'll never see again.
Yeah, it's all when you get older.
Cool with that,
and that's why I aged like when I was young. I said I was young. I used to go to the strip club all the time.
Right.
And at the age I am now, I'm like, bro, I don't want to go to no clubs. I don't want to go to strip clubs.
I don't want to do shit.
You want to go king? Let's go to the. Let's go have brunch. Let's go have some.
Yeah, something like that. The sun is up.
And I want to be back at the house at a certain time. You know what I'm saying?
That's shit for real.
Yeah, my show finna come on, nigga.
Fuck is you talking about? I think as you continue to advance, it's just phases in life.
Right.
Just phases in life you go through, and you kind of realize as you get older, especially being in them environments as you get older, you start to look around and like the crowd changes. Like the crowd stays the same age. Like if you still in it, it's aging around you. You know what I'm saying? And so as you get older, you know, it's like
that shit get boring too. Though.
Yeah, it's not.
That's when you start peeping shit and be like, bro, we don't want to hang around y'all like that.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Like we cool. But I don't want to go to the club like that no more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's why I fuck with how we kicking, nigga. We might go do a show, nigga, and it'll be 6 months before we go again.
If you talking
I'm
about
cool with that night,
that's a different conversation. The only time that I'm out in the nightlife is if we do have a show somewhere. So that's a little bit different.
And I tolerate that. I'm good. I was like, I'm good.
I feel like a concert is different than clubbing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little different. Like,
we talked about that as well because we were talking about how like we want to do more things and stuff. And I'm just like, we can do concerts all the time, but like clubbing, like
get out of here.
I'm at the point point where
Started so
at a
early.
concert, I don't want to be around here all these folks. So
I would do it
We got our bougie now too. Yeah, we bougie now. We got our own section and shit.
I don't want to be around here.
Bougie.
Why are we on general?
Bro, why we got
You want to be in a suite?
I don't even got to be close to that. I want to be in the suite.
See,
I want to be up here with some drinking, some weed, smoking.
The last show I felt that way about, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Last show was the last Currency show that we had at Trees. And like as I looked down on everybody that was in the audience,
And I look down on everybody.
and you see this cloud of smoke on everybody's head. I was like, damn.
niggas is shoulder to shoulder.
Just chilling, like
I was like, damn, I'm not down there with y'all.
spread my own.
Yeah, I did too.
When I pass my blood, I ain't got
I got up and walked to the bag and passed this nigga the blood. Like, here, my excuse me.
easy. I ain't got
Yeah, that's what I mean. You get older and like
That's
you
the
just
type of life
you
I'm trying to
appreciate
get.
different shit. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful too up there in VIP. I mean, if we be for real though, nigga, VIP is lovely, nigga. Just up there.
Listen, people go to hip hop shows. I try to tell people all the time when people come around, you know, you promote different shit. It don't necessarily be for the artists either. We just do it to just be up there. Like we just want to be in the presence to see how this shit works. You see what I'm saying? Like, but other than that, hell no, I'm not going to no club to stand against the wall with you.
Introduced me to some shit. I was like, yeah, no, nigga, I ain't never going back.
Nah, that nigga up, but he just like us.
I'm about to say, so y'all turned his bougie on?
Yeah, that's what.
I don't like how you put that. I don't like how you put that. We have to run that back. We have to run that back, boss.
Right?
But see,
We created that monster. We created that monster.
Yeah, so before that though, I used to go to concerts, and I'm a vinyl collector.
Right.
So I used to go to concerts, and I used to pay to go VIP, like to meet the people, so I can get my vinyl, so I can get my vinyl signed.
Right.
So like that, that's why, like, yeah, if I'm going to, that's like, I don't want to sit around all these. I want to go early, get my vinyl signed, and I want to be.
Gone.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't want to be around all these young kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
The last concert we went to was Babyface. So.
Oh, shit. Hold on, baby. Please, hold on.
Turn the fuck up.
Listen, that's
Sit down and give me a glass
That
of
was
water.
the best concert too.
I
It
was
was so
like, wait,
good.
I thought it was Tamar Braxton's concert, and I was just like, we had fucking Babyface. And I had a fucking time.
No, I will say though. Now we do a lot of hip hop shit I've been through, but I will say one of the livest shows that I've been to recently was the Jill Scott concert. I feel like I was turned in that motherfucker. And I don't know why. And, you know, I had a little extra motivation because I was there early and like got to hear the sound check and shit, and I was turned up for it. But then like when it started, and it was just like a bunch of grown black people and like everybody's singing and ain't nobody tripping.
Nobody.
Yeah, it was just
It makes a
smooth. Yeah,
difference.
it made a big difference. So I will say R&B shows have a level of, even like the Beyonce
agree.
show. I went to the Beyonce concert with my wife and had the time of my fucking life.
Right.
Didn't know none of them songs from the Renaissance.
right.
Yeah.
And she would have hit some other shit.
Right.
I didn't know one song from Renaissance, except for the I Feel I'm Falling in Love shit where they changed the shit to.
Yeah.
I knew that because they played on the radio.
Right.
But like other than that, it's just different, bro. It is. It is.
It's
My
a different
Beyonce
vibe.
song,
It
Me,
is.
Myself, and I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite song.
Oh, yeah, you're an original.
That's
Yeah.
my
The
shit.
best one.
Yeah, Dangerously in Love in general as an album.
yeah.
You can't get
That's
past that.
classic.
You can't get
I
past
love
that.
Yes as well.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're talking about Beyonce, I think now it's interesting to see how she took over the country shit and how they had such a problem with it. I think all that kind of shit is interesting for black performers in general to not like stigmatize yourself in one thing. Like, don't let anybody tell you can't do something. Like, they tried to shun her out, but she still won a bunch of awards.
Because she came
for
over
it.
there and killed that. The same. I mean, even though Lil Nas X, when he came over there and shut that
He was
shit down.
suspect.
And even though his suspect shit, he came
But
over
the
there and
reasoning
shut
is
that
all
country shit
based in
down.
racism, though, and I
It
wish
is.
they
Exactly.
would just say we're racist instead of saying what you're saying, because you're trying
Stay
to
in
tell
your lane,
me
black folks.
you need to come around us and be around us more and like experience blah blah blah. If I can make country music, I can make country music.
Period.
Right.
I'm gonna
Like,
tell you something.
what
They
does
say
it
that
matter?
shit, so when you come around, they can steal your shit.
Right, but that's always been the case in every
Right.
genre of
Right.
music.
Exactly.
Right.
That's all
Right.
they've ever done
Country
with
belong
us.
to us.
Every genre of music.
First, everything.
I was at a corporate event the other day, and they was talking about they was trying to think of a song to play, and they was like, "Oh, let's play the Elvis Christmas song." I was like, "Please don't play Elvis." I was like, and they was like, "Why you don't like Elvis?" I was like, "I don't like anybody that steals or stole or benefited from black culture and didn't properly credit it. Like, I don't appreciate that at all." And so I think just what we have as far as a people and a culture is good enough. I don't feel like we need to have to be overly inclusive, and that's the one thing I feel like we need to separate from. Like, stop
got
trying to
that
bring
bad, bro.
stop bringing them over here. Like, they're not
Right.
bringing us over there.
I'm
Yeah.
bringing them to
And
the cookout. Why you gotta come to the cookout? Because he can rap.
Because he can rap.
That is true though. Niggas are one freestyle. It's like he can come along. That nigga, his family is all racist.
Like that, bro. Like,
he's the only one that got a little style to it.
That's because y'all couldn't help it.
They just use that shit on the cool. So,
but I feel like to be a racist in 2024 would take so much effort. Your everyday life will be consumed by your racism.
That's true.
So now they're just like
but they still have no problem.
They're just like secretly racist. Because I feel like a Karen is a racist. I feel like you just changed it.
It is. The thing is, it's ingrained in them. They don't know how to separate. They don't see themselves as it.
Yeah.
Because this is the standard that their families have set.
And especially with,
just like you want to get the grain.
With 2020 and everything, like with the high school that we went to, like in Facebook and different things like that, that was a crazy thing for me. I think just to seeing people that I grew up with, I was always the only black child, always with everybody. So seeing people who I grew up with, and I'm like, oh, that's how you thought. Like
I was like this.
Exactly. But that was a wake up call for me because I didn't experience it growing up. So to see that as an adult, it was like and they don't see that. They don't see it.
No.
My first time seeing it when I joined the military, and I tell people this all the time. I'm like, bro, I really wasn't like the pro. Like, I mean, my family was always been like that, but when I went to the military, I was like, oh, y'all racist as hell.
That's what it's
I'm talking. They had swastikas tattooed on them, and then even the chiefs, like they just bluntly, like you said, me like racist ass jokes. My face.
They don't give a fuck about you at all.
This shit ain't funny to me. Like you think this shit funny to me?
It doesn't matter.
See you ain't laughing.
It doesn't matter if your feelings get hurt.
They don't even
you here now.
In the military, they bluntly like be saying shit to you. Be like, hold on, bro, I'm not finna like I don't give a what your rank is. We ain't finna play them type of game.
Yeah.
That's when I really was like, when I came back home, I was like, yeah, bro, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with you.
I just think if you and a lot of people talk about your ancestors and things like that, and I think a lot of that is based in like, you know, what people think about how different things that go on in our history. When I speak about ancestors, I'm always speaking about like from eras that dealt with things like the Jim Crow era, the slavery era, and I'm thinking about that because those people, those families are still alive.
Oh yeah.
You see what I mean? Like those people are still on this planet today. And if you think it's any different, just journey to those places that we don't go to. There's still sun downtown.
If your grandparents still alive, talk to them.
Just ask them.
Facts.
Exactly.
So my grandma was still alive. Say, she would tell me, boy, say,
be mindful. Be mindful. You know, those associations and everybody that you feel like is cool enough to bring around and into your inner circle. If you're not aware of what could be, like, do your research on people. You'll see exactly what it's about.
Because they be in your face, he, and cheese like a mother. And you, like I said, I did one time. I had a homeboy. He was white, and we was cool. And I thought we was cool. Then I seen on Instagram he was just talking cash money shit. I was like,
that's what
you know
I
what I'm talking about. I was like, damn, he was at my spot like just big kicking it. We was turning up. This how you really feel? So I'm like, oh yeah. Then after that,
cut off.
It reminded me what my granny had told me about this one white friend she had. I was like, yeah, that's how they be.
Same situation.
So I'm the same situation. You come kicking in my house, but you don't keep trying to use me.
You know I experienced a lot of that shit going to Mansfield too. Especially like it's wild as shit out there. Because when you get to the high school, it's all love. But once you get to going into the city and shit like that, then it's like, nah, nigga.
Parents really
Or then, because like even then, like talking to white chicks, it's like they'll fuck with you, but then you'll go meet their parents. She love you to death. They looking at you like, nah, I don't fuck with you. Nah, And then the next week, it's like, oh, you ain't talking to her no more not because of her. Because of their parents.
And they ain't finna play around with you.
Or you got, even with the football, you go to some of the homies' houses and it's like, oh yeah, you ain't going over again.
Like she said, once I get out of high school, once you get older, I ain't gonna say but majority you be like, damn bro, like you said, y'all just how you really think. You really was thinking like this back
the whole time.
Like I think where we mess up, my race is in my face. Tell me that you don't.
I think a lot of times we mess up because we have this general idea of what they think of us in general, and so you can never know. Like, we had a conversation about women that date. Black women that date white men versus black men that date white women, and the different intricacies of it. And like the person was talking about how like she saw inside the person's phone, and like in his group checks with his friends, and how they was making racist jokes about black women and shit like that.
But you dated a black woman,
and that's what broke him up though, because she went through his phone and seen how like derogatory he was towards like the craziest shit. That's like wild. She saw a lot of wild shit in there, and I was just like, damn, I never thought about that. But I don't know if I don't necessarily think it's always like that, but like I've dealt with white women before, and I don't feel like that's the way that they thought about me. And so I don't know if it's just like the mentality men versus women or how that works. But I was like, damn, that's crazy. I never thought about like, are you secretly racist and what is your motivation for, or is your family racist and this is just you rebelling against?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, am I that as well? So I don't know, man. It's difficult.
That's a crazy situation.
I think I've always questioned like dating it outside of my race in general.
Because it brings another field of questions, right? It's like this
what, is it just you?
Yeah, this other area I never had to open
where
up
does this
to.
come from where you were to date black people?
That's the awkward. I've been in that situation so many fucking times.
Bet you
Just
have.
fucking.
Bet you have.
Anyway, but just going somewhere into that, going to meet that side of the family or whatever, like that party or whatever, and sometimes I've been the only brother there.
But I look at
Just
like
sliding in there,
That's
like
crazy, bro.
Yeah,
That's
and it's just not knowing how the gang is gonna feel. You know how she feels. She fuck with you all day, but at the same time, how's grandma gonna feel?
Listen,
How mama, how sister, brother,
when I
like.
was growing up, I used to think like they looked at us like it's a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
real.
that is true.
They looked at us like a fetish. You know what I'm saying? Because we know for a fact, we know history. I love history.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You know the white woman on the plantation used to go sneak in the back with the old black dude.
Even the men, like the man,
even
even fighting and all that shit was just for entertainment. Because they wanted to use us for that.
So it was always been a fetish. So when I see white women that like black dudes or white men that be craving, I look at it sometimes like that's a fetish.
Yeah,
that's a fetish. You got a fetish for it. Because sometimes they'll come get you some good black coochie and black nigga and go right back to where they came from.
Right. Yeah. Tell everybody else about it.
And tell everybody else about it. Oh, I was with a nigga before nigga. Why is you?
No, that's fine for them, but at the end of the day, you still a nigga.
You still a nigga.
For them, bro.
Right. And they'll still call you a nigga and still talk about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I look at a lot of that shit like
it's like a check off list or something.
It's a check off.
You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
I don't like that.
Well, listen, I definitely appreciate y'all coming out. Is there anything you need for the people to know? Let them know where they can find y'all at. Listen.
Right. What time is it? We good?
Listen, we good. Listen, we good. You get what you need and you get out of there. People don't watch that long anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let them know where they can find y'all at. You know, social media, things like that.
I am on Instagram. What is my Truly Gelina?
Yes.
Do I have an underscore in there?
I think you do somewhere.
Do I? Underscore Truly
I'm gonna put it on the screen too so people can see it.
Something like that. I don't know what it is.
Among all this banter, it's gonna pop up suddenly. So we'll take it.
I typically copy and paste from the Instagram directly, so I'll get it wrong. So
yeah,
we
do
good.
both of us like that because I don't remember mine either. I think it's Drea_Rose.
Right.
I know
on
yours.
Instagram. You know mine? Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then we're on Facebook as well. TikTok, same thing. So.
Podcast coming soon. Podcast coming soon. Podcast coming soon.
Y'all gotta come back on her and chop it up with us.
I mean, this was cut short, so definitely
it was.
It was cut short. Yeah, that's
what 45 minutes. 45 minutes of talking.
That's how you know when people tell us you don't watch our content without telling us you don't watch our content. Okay,
it actually flows.
It does though, but that's what I mean. If this is what it takes to get y'all back comfortable, we with it. Pull up anytime.
Pull up anytime.
We don't even gotta say nothing. We'll just sit here and let y'all talk like y'all normally do. We'll
do that.
Right.
We can reverse it on y'all. We'll bring the questions.
What y'all be thinking?
We'll do that the next time. Y'all bring the questions.
Okay, we can do that.
Right, so that way y'all don't feel like I'm just throwing y'all out there.
No, I like that. That was good.
I don't know the way you started, nigga. I was
right? I was like, wait a minute. We had nobody.
This is not what I brought y'all up here for. This nigga went straight for the jugular. So why y'all niggas ain't recording? What's wrong? Are y'all niggas straight? Are y'all straight?
Are y'all gay?
Are y'all carpet munching? Niggas wild. Niggas have been questioning themselves.
I wasn't ready. I was gonna think about it.
All I know is and I don't know how many people watch a lot of podcasts, but like me getting into it, I didn't start listening first. I got into podcasts watching them, so I didn't even know at first there was anybody doing them the other way.
Right.
And so once I got into watching them, I kind of went back and caught up on some shit and like really studied the basis of it to see like what like if you're interviewing somebody, you want to like there's different levels of emotion you want to take them through. Like I want you to think, I want you to laugh, you know, maybe kind of maybe upset you by something I say because you trigger these things that cause the natural conversation.
Right.
I just came in with a list of questions. Like none of the shit I ask y'all I have written down. Like if you see me looking at my phone, I'm literally checking the time and changing the music I hear that y'all don't hear. But so it's just
be nice.
Like I just
once again, this nigga bougie card coming out.
Yeah, but we never should have put one of that. When he first started, he didn't give a fuck about the music. He didn't care.
No, you lied.
Now this nigga on his Afro beats and essential music.
He was pretty high maintenance though. That nigga had a flag. He had a drink machine. He used to drink.
Remember that used to come in with the Snoop Dogg or some shit? He used to walking.
They got me into this.
Bro, you used to bring the what you call that shit? What you light it and move it around the room?
Oh, the sage,
Bro had a whole ritual.
There you go.
Since y'all want to bring me in, look at y'all.
These niggas with it. These niggas with it.
I a bougie nigga already. They didn't hype me up. I don't want to do that. They made me nervous. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that, bro. Now I'm in the game. I'm like, yeah, bro. When we doing the show?
When we doing the show, that nigga jumping the text messages out sometimes.
I'm good.
No, facts, but definitely
That's
listen.
funny.
Next time y'all bring the questions, we'll just answer them, and then we'll go there. Maybe that'll trigger the emotions to, because we don't do excuses. Okay, there shouldn't be any excuses for this kind of shit. So we gonna make it happen though.
Right.
Definitely glad y'all came out. Caution, Mr. 700.
Hey yo.
Thank you for having us on.
Oh, definitely. Tell everybody you know what I'm saying, to watch it when it come out. And this will be the first episode of the year. We don't have any, so this will come out on the 1st of next year.
So make sure, matter of fact, now we jumped that off. Make sure you like, share, subscribe that motherfucker.
Facts.
What you say, LB? We pulling up?
You pulling up? You got a food spot or something? Anything? Tell us about it. We'll pull up too. You know, I like to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, it don't even matter what type of venue you got.
I put a hole in the walls. I know y'all got the best food. Anyway, just let me know, and I'm there.
Dry cleaners, goddamn me.
I should come out there.
We pulling up. You get a hair braided, whatever. What the fuck going on? We pulling up. We sit right in the corner.
Stay flow.
Stay flow. Starch me down, nigga.
That's
Peace, y'all. Take it easy.
We out.